Hello and welcome to Critical Tumble, where a bunch of longtime friends and internet nerds transcend geography through the power of Discord to play Dungeons and Dragons and critically fumble a lot. Currently, the Cupcake Coterie is back in Belarys, having a morning storming of what turned out to be the hideout slash headquarters of an apocalypse cult. The apocalypse cult that about half the party have dealt with before, but now they're finding the sneakiness of it in Belarus. Largely, they found out about this down to Alice's parents are apparently involved in this somehow, or at least they're operating from Alice's parents' house. So that says a whole lot, which is why currently Alice is just sort of letting them sort out the how to descend into the into the rest of the hideout. Going, my parents are in an apocalypse cult. Why are my parents in an apocalypse cult? On what plane does that make sense? I mean, why do you want to destroy the world that you're in? If the world ends, you can't steal things from anyone in it because there's no one left to steal from. What is wrong with these people?
I am still looking down the hole, eyeing the barrel suspiciously.
Yeah,
As am I, with a little less suspicion, a little more fear.
Checking for traps around.
Perception check.
Entrance.
While you're doing that, I have a couple of things to pick up.
Okay. Perception, did you say?
Yes, I did.
Let's see, perception.
That barrel is full of wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 4.
You see nothing.
Nope. Great start, you guys.
I mean, it's dark in there for one thing, and you know it's.
I'm a human.
Yes,
I
it's.
don't know.
I mean, it's dark in there. To be fair, you're probably smart enough to realize that just because you can't see traps from peering down a hole doesn't mean there aren't any.
Nope. I can't see any traps, but that probably means they're just well hidden. So watch your step, guys.
Maybe we could
Let
have
me
someone
go
who can.
first.
Maybe we could have someone who can see in the dark. Look.
Good idea.
I can do you one better. Remy will cast light on her on the front of her shield
Nice.
and start heading down.
Oh my god. Perception check from Remy then.
He's all better than me.
6.
Better than me.
No.
Okay, so Remy steps down into the fairly short tunnel. She puts her foot down and something she can't even hear what happens. Just she puts her foot down and the barrel explodes.
Oh boy.
What, the barrel the others were looking at?
Yep, the
Barrel of wrong, yes!
Remy takes 15 points of bludgeoning damage from debris. Nope, because your armor is resistant to bludgeoning. Please remember your resistances. This is the last fucking time I'm calling it for you. So that's down to 8. And thankfully you have the protection from the sludgy shit. Because you are now covered in it.
Nope!
Whoa!
Nope!
Is that... Darvin said something about you had protection from Tritherian from this shit, right?
Yes.
Someone else touch that.
Okay. I'm not gonna touch anything, and she starts casting prestidigitation to clean the crap off Remy.
Thank you.
I'm so glad I learned this. Okay. Okay, so now there's a big black puddle of this crap on the floor. It occurs to me that maybe we should have had somebody whose line of sight isn't limited by a helmet.
Well,
Yeah, Remy, sometimes barreling face first into it isn't the solution.
Really?
From you, that's a
Barreling.
little rich, Hadel.
I know. The
It-
point is that I'm saying it. The
It's-
fact that I'm saying it is a big deal
It's
here.
the
Okay,
pun we're having an issue with right now.
A little bit, yeah. I just realized I said that. Oh, dear Paylor.
Anybody want to help me clean this crap off the floor?
Prestidigitation.
Yeah,
I'll lay in a few as well.
So
Kind
all
of pushing it into a corner.
yeah, all three of them are doing their own various different kinds to at least to at least have a pathway.
I'm holding my bow into the entrance just in case someone who heard us comes down and.
Okay. And Alice A hops down behind Remy. Okay. There is still a trap here? Look up.
Most. Yeah.
Remy looks up and a little bit further down the corridor, and there is a kind of weak-looking patch of ceiling. Do not stand directly in the middle. Either that or Darvin's got my fucking thieves' tools. Does he want to try and...
Can he reach that?
No, the pressure plate is down and points to a slightly uneven patch of ground on the tunnel floor. If someone steps on that, that comes down, and I don't think anybody else wants black shit shower, okay?
Not particularly. So yeah, let me go ahead and see what I can do about this.
That's well, just click on Thieves Tools because you've got proficiency.
1 second. Doing this from my laptop, it's a little slower, so I apologize.
That's cool.
Where are the thieves? Wait, they're there. Thieves' tools under tool. Nine.
Oh my god. Thankfully, by this point, everybody else has stood back, and Darvin also has his own levels of protection because he's never done this before, really. And he puts his hand down wrong as he's going to cut the mechanism, and prestidigitation, prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation quickly on the rest.
Starting with the face.
Yes, and as soon as my mouth is clear, I'll start doing it myself too. Note to self: do not put your hand there when you're working on pressure plates. Sorry, it slipped.
I taught you better than this.
Yes, you did. I'm sorry.
This is gonna be one of those adventures, isn't it?
Did we establish what that gunk was? I forget.
Sorry, what was that?
Did we establish what the gunk was? Some sort of acidy thing?
No, it smells like somebody alchemically produced honey or molasses or something. It's sweet, it's cloying, it's wrong on many levels, and it would be as if Ava's saying that in character. Well, according to Darvin's tale, it's as much it changes people for the worst. You know how they've been calling me an abomination?
Yeah.
Well, that's what it kind of turns people into. According to Darwin on Star Coast, it turned people into undead barnacle-covered zombie creatures and worse.
And
Okay.
remember the
Um,
skeleton
Keep away
full of
from
black
that.
Ava?
Yeah.
Remember the skeleton we fought when Nye picked up the amulet?
She
That thing
wasn't
had
there. She wasn't with you guys then.
Uh,
Not
Remember
from
Well,
not,
she was.
no. Oh, was she? I hadn't.
The
I thought
Draco Witch?
no.
But
She
earlier.
she met you in between.
Thank you.
So no, when you keep saying remember that skeleton we fought, Ava didn't.
Yeah.
I know it feels like she's been with us forever, but
Yeah.
I
thought
was
you
with
had
you
been
because
along.
I'll say Ava not so much. Be grateful you missed it. We reduced it to bone meal, but
It was rough.
Yeah, it was basically okay, yeah, you weren't there. Alice was.
it was kind of held together by sinews of this crap. So if nothing else, it can also raise the dead.
And
Wonderful.
So what happens if someone were to touch it? Like someone like me, for example?
Don't.
Me,
Do
Ava,
not.
we get turned into horrors.
Like instantly? Like
We don't
No
know.
one actually did touch it.
we
Not-
have
Yeah,
no
we don't- I don't
idea
know.
how fast it
Hugh,
works.
Hugh like Elf trying to shrink into himself.
All we know is that it could do the whole barnacle zombie thing on certain people. I think when it was a fog, and if it's just black sludge, it goes instead of doing that, it turns them into these stretchy, spindly things that.
And we don't know what else it can do.
Well, are Remy and Darling gonna be okay? They touched it.
They have protection from their
Mhm.
from various gods. Mostly Palor in Darvin's case. Also Hazel and Froseth have the same. Remy got hers from Tritherion when she was sent to deal with. I don't know what happens to me.
Hmm.
I mean, you'd think
Let's
being
avoid trying.
yeah, you'd think being a little bit celestial would count for something, but
I'd rather not take the chance.
no. Did I say that?
Sorry.
Words thing.
Sometimes you don't have to talk. Thank you.
Nye?
Oh, we lost our noms. If you want to sit this one out, look, you, no. In fact, I'm now mandating this. You're not going in there.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Go to Skycliff, where the governor is. Meet up with Flitty. Make sure that what's going on is... Because you're freaking out, and we can't have you in this if you're going to freak out.
I'm fine.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Bullshit.
You don't look
Out.
fine.
You're obviously not. She's right. Go to Sky.
Well, and we do need, I mean, we do need somebody to. Flitty
what
only
if
knows
someone
so
they
much.
can't understand pity?
Actually, Draconic?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Ava.
My bad.
It's okay. Hazel,
The
shut.
thing.
Shut. Look,
Already shutting.
given what you've been through, I can't say that this wouldn't be more of the same or worse. We know that whatever wanted you was a part of this. Just like Ava couldn't go in when this place, when upstairs was on fire, there's no shame in this.
Mm-hmm.
You won't think
Nye.
any less.
No, screw that. I'll think less of him if he insists on trying to do it anyway.
How says everyone?
I mean, I'm not gonna fault you for sitting it out. If it was foggy in there, I'd be a little leery myself.
It's fine.
Froze 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You
How-
have
how
to stay
would
out.
be
Stay
to-
out. It'll be better
Hell, if
for
nothing
you,
else, you
and
can
that's
watch your
all that
back.
matters.
Yeah, that is a good point. we don't
That
know
too.
if everybody in here was everybody that works for this. If they come in and meet us in the back, we may have no exit vector.
All right, if everyone agrees.
It'll
Not
probably be
yeah,
healthier for you, and well,
helpful
we
for us.
need you to watch our back.
Yeah, definitely. Now that having mentioned that, I'm like, now I'm thinking, yeah, that is actually much more important than I thought.
Okay, taking up a position in this upper room, then.
Mm.
Okay. Well, whoever's down there knows we're here. Because we've been
Probably
making
by
an
now.
awful lot of noise.
Mhm.
That tracks.
Alice, by the way, is still in her disguise.
Mm.
I don't want to, unless they attack first, I want to see what they have to say.
All right.
Fair enough.
But Remy, you are going first, because you are the one with the shield.
Yes, yes, I am.
Just try to engage them in. I hope they're monologuers. I don't know.
I'll let them talk for as long as they want to talk. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure I'll get fed up with listening to them before you do.
That's a very good point.
Okay. Remy's in first. I'm behind her. Hazel, you're behind me. Heals need to go in fairly quickly. Um,
That would probably be Darwin and Froseth after that. In that order?
Froseth next because he needs to be
Oh.
able to get in close, fast.
Ah,
Because predominantly melee, remember? Then you. Then
okay.
Ava, who's
I'll
almost
hold the
entirely
in case someone
ranged,
comes
picking
from
up the rear.
in case someone comes from
Yep.
behind.
As well, yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, so
Alright.
And then there's me.
no, you're
No,
behind me,
you're
or right
by
behind me.
default.
Yep.
Yeah, you're third.
So moving swiftly on, you guys. Oop. Ah, no, that's not what I meant to do. It's better, sort of. Sometimes roll 20 is fiddly as shit. Okay, we are all on the same page. So, actually, let's stick with Fog of War for a minute. Boink. Because you guys will turn up right about there. So, once you get down the ladder, you've got space to spread out. So, we will. So, Remy's kind of at the forefront here. Alice is more or less directly behind her there. Hazel, sort of that direction there. Froseth will probably end up more or less next to Remy. Darwin a bit behind, and Ava at the back. A little bit bunched, but there will be space to move. And there's a little bit of light. You've got a couple of braziers, and the whole place, when you first come in, reeks of that faux molasses smell.
Do we see any around us?
It's for the moment anyway. As you basically, this is a pause while you've all come down the ladder, because you kind of want to group up and figure out what you're doing, as it were. So Yeah, okay.
Remy shines her shield light around.
Okay.
Shield flashlight,
Yeah.
yes.
This is at least partially um, giving me time to organize some things. Okay, so for the moment, what you're largely getting is through here. There is a shadow roundabout there. Rather darker one. It's quiet for the moment. But that table there, there's some kind of ritually looking shit on it, from what little you can tell.
That looks like nope.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in the shadows, there's a very quiet.
And you sound like nope.
Oh, Hazel.
What? I'm not wrong.
I'm readying my bow towards the shadow. The second it sort of seems threatening, I'll fire.
And from that shadow up the front, female voice, very much a more low class, if you like, Belarysian accent. So you got our attention. What do you want?
You could show your face for starter.
You're not my type.
So much nope.
Sorry, the expression on your face.
You say we got your
Yes,
attention.
nope.
Not enough
Only you got ours first by attacking one of our own.
Crisp, if you just let us kill it, we wouldn't have this problem.
Well, that's not an option.
Show yourself or I fire.
Yes, could you actually hit?
You want to try?
I suppose I'll play your game for the moment. Not that you can actually see her face when she comes out. She's masked.
Of course she is. I am keeping my eyes sharply trained on her bow, not moving.
Remy looks for traps.
Christ, okay. Just roll perception.
Good
And
call.
I'm going to
'cause
ready a
entirely
guiding
distracted.
20.
Ooh, nice. Finally, a good roll.
So, what heathens and abominations are trashing my home? I'm not entirely clear on this. What is your problem exactly?
Remy nudges Froseth's elbow and kind of, nudges her head towards the left.
Okay.
Ooh.
And she lets people keep talking.
Our problem is that you attacked one of our own, as I said. We do not take lightly to that.
Your home, huh?
That and you are literally made of blasphemy right now.
I'd argue that point, actually. Depending on your faith, and honestly, I could take or leave half of the time, one would say that you are the blasphemers. Heathens and abominations and...
Sun-eating bullshit, go die in a hole!
Not helping, Hazel.
No.
Don't care!
I mean,
At which point, Alice in her disguise is sort of going, sorry, but just, I got a question. This is like the world you're living in, and the sun kind of keeps it alive. What do you possibly have to gain from this? And tilts sort of up towards the talker. Well, one thing about ending this mess you people seem to call a world is that when the dust is settled, you can sort of rebuild it in your own image. In any case, my husband is more the religious one. I'm just in it for the power.
Okay, where's the hubby?
You're not his
Yeah, I've
type
gone-
either, and we're not exactly open.
Yeah, Studio Ghibli full on. I'm starting to light up. I'm channeling for a guiding bolt for if they move anywhere
hair
closer
lifting
to
up.
us.
And she did, at which point you've got Alice just, okay, clearly we're not getting any sense out of you because you've gone what little sanity y'all ever had has just into the atmosphere. So let me make this abundantly clear. Drops the disguise. I am your abomination. Except I'm not yours. 'Cause every bit of me that came out of you, I reject and deny. My name is Alice Featherfall. Wings. And this bullshit ends now. And I would like y'all's roll initiative.
I love Alice.
How much of this am I
Three.
hearing?
18.
You probably
Oh,
heard
right.
the declaration, but not over much.
Oh, Jesus!
well, we know who's going first.
Yep.
Gotta go fast.
Oh, for God's sake.
Fucking
even
hell.
Why am I rolling so shitty these last few games?
Oh, roll 20. Your broken dice will never cease to amuse.
Okay,
Darvin, how'd you get the second initiative roll?
Because it's the artifact of I'm supposed to have advantage on initiative rolls.
Oh, right,
But for
that.
whatever reason,
Sorry,
every time I try to do it with advantage, it doesn't do it, so I just roll twice. And the only reason I rolled twice after getting a 20 is it wasn't a natural 20, so it's just like on the off chance.
Never know. You never know.
This is great.
Well, I'm in the back, so it makes sense that I'm going last, I suppose.
Okay, so that's 25 to 20.
Process.
And myself.
Yeah, can you, because I'm writing, can you please
23.
do your number? Thank you.
Oh, my bad. 20.
20 to 15.
Remy at 18.
Mm-hmm.
$15 to 10.
I think no one.
I don't think so.
$10 to 5.
No.
Five to one.
4.
Ava at 4 though with a nat 1, and me at 3.
Well, we're still putting Hazel dead
How did you get
last.
worse than me?
A lower dex modifier.
No.
I have a 1 on the modifier, and I don't have any special tricks.
Hmm.
I go when I go, and then I beat people to death with my.
And she doesn't have special tricks about any of that crap, and she just clicks the boots of haste. Okay, Feroseth.
Okay, since I guess it's go time. I only see the one person right now, right? I assume with Remy's nudging, there's more to the left, but
Well, you see, that's the thing. When Remy nudged you, you could have
Yeah.
made a perception check.
I could have.
You did not do that thing.
I did not.
Oops.
That would have been wise, but
No, that would have been intelligent.
That's very different from being
Fair.
wise.
Is your mic tipped up, by the way, or?
Mine?
Yeah. It's just because it sounds a bit tinnier than usual.
I might need to double check my driver. I've got a new headset because my last headset just crapped out on me one day.
Okay. I just wanted to double check. Okay.
So I'll move up to there to take a swing at.
Point. Okay.
uh, 18.
Roll damage.
Okay. Attack number 2.
Monk
23.
MVP.
Nice.
Roll damage.
Ooh,
Yes.
it's 11 damage.
Okay.
Bonus action. Won't do flurry of blows, so just a single unarmed strike.
Okay.
9.
Nope.
Don't think I'm dead.
She goes reeling a bit from the second blow and manages to get out of the way. Dervin.
Okay. Well, I don't have a whole hell of a lot, but so from here, let me. I am going to I'm just going to look at her, smile, and say, "You have the backbone of a gelatinous cube." Vicious mockery.
No.
Can
Nice.
you put the
Oh, the spell card? Sure. Just
Please.
a second. Whoops.
well,
Oh, there. Oh, that did do it. Okay. I'm used to that putting up the spell card, not what you did. So
yeah, unfortunately that still only does 2 bits of psychic damage because she just looks at you like even with the mask you can just see the scorn. Bonus action? You're
I
out.
don't have any.
D-
I thought I was out of inspiration.
Oh yeah, you were. I think I missed one of your inspiration
No, I'm
dice.
out.
So yeah,
So nope.
Remy.
And I'm not going to move yet.
Okay, so how far away is what Remy saw?
5, 10, 15, 20. You could theoretically get there.
And Remy's gonna charge.
Remy charges off into the shadows, which
Oh,
That's
no.
far away.
she
There
can-
goes our light source.
Yeah. Well,
I can still see.
yeah. To be fair, there's light around. It's just it's once you're actually looking, and winds up with another robed figure. This one's somewhat larger. This one actually in armor,
Oh, great.
shield, mace.
Can we actually see him from that angle? Because we got the wall here, don't we?
Remy managed. You guys did not. All you know is Remy.
Oh, right.
Remy charged away from the fight.
Right. So we just see her take off, and we don't know why
Yep.
at this point.
Well, there's still a light on her shield, but or is it two?
You know,
in the
it's
corner?
because
Okay.
it's well, particularly Ava and Darvin. It's
We're in the
Bad
far
angle.
back.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Remy
Comes
will.
I'm assuming that was intentional. As Remy runs off.
Remy will summon a Wrathful Smite as she swings, and also a Divine Smite at level 1. If she hits.
Do you have the spell slots for this?
I have level 1 slots left.
Okay.
I did double check, so 13.
Manages to get the shield up and bats your swing out of the way.
Swing again. 16.
Manages to catch it on the shield again.
And that's it.
Okay. Which is a little bit unfortunate because it is now his turn.
Oops.
This is gonna suck. Oh no.
You've got armor too, right, Remy?
Yes, she
It
does.
just hit me what he might be, and oh no.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
No, it's hit me out of character. Hazel has no freaking clue.
Okay. Pain in the backside.
There was a very eerie laugh.
Fine, be that way. Whoever came up with this is a complete asshat. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Smeagol is right. Because, Remy? Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no.
Okay, is this something where the counter charm tattoo would apply, and would she know that?
You wouldn't be able to tell until it actually hit you. Also, no.
Okie doke.
This isn't a charm. This is
Oh,
Nice.
something completely different. Basically, the sounds that leave this man's mouth are, it might be abyssal, maybe, but it's just this sinister sounding noise that you can feel actually seep into your head, and it's kind of flashback to the cave where you first saw this crap. It's tipping you to the very edge of sanity, but you managed that without Tritherion. You're managing this now.
Do we hear that voice where we are or not?
No, it's speaking quite quietly because Remy's
Alright.
right up in
Right in
his
front of him.
face.
Right.
However, it does have a bonus action
Oh,
and is going to summon a spiritual weapon.
Oh god damn it. I was right.
Yep, and is going to summon it more or less directly. Oops. Hang on. I did not mean it to be freehand. Okay. Draw shape. Try that. That's better. Yes, put it right about there. And he's gonna take a swing at Alice. And she manages to catch it on one of her bracers. Just, nope! And funnily enough, it is Alice's turn. And now that she knows where that nonsense is coming from. See, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yes, she can get there. Bonus action, she is now going to rage.
Oh God! Interestingly.
Which means Remy, actually, I think because 5, 10, 15, yeah. I think she's the only one who gets the benefit of 7 additional temporary hit points.
Yay.
Wow. Alice angry.
Mm-hmm.
Alice incredibly fucking angry.
Understandably.
So yeah, okay, so that's plus 8. 18. 21. That's attack 1. No, that's wrong. Attack number 2. Okay. 8. 13. Basically, she crunches through part of his shield and the arm beneath, and then wham into the shoulder just about there on his mace hand. So she's pissed.
Oh yeah.
At which point, now it's the one that Froseth is facing off against. Froseth, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 23.
You are so fucking lucky. So you can see the air start to shimmer around you, at which point you sort of shift and that breaks. That was an attempt at Autoluke's resilience sphere. Tried to make a bubble of monk and did not succeed.
That was lucky.
That is my best save, so...
Well,
No to the
yeah.
monk bubble.
Yes, well, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
And at which point... Reminding myself of some of these. Oh, that's pretty much her at the minute. Ava.
Is everyone or
Everyone's okay so far.
Isn't Darwin before me? Oh no,
No,
you were
Darvin's
before.
after
My
Froseth.
bad. Sorry, my bad. I'm gonna squeeze up. If I squeeze up here, can I see both of them?
Not really. No, that wall is still
Yeah,
in
because
the
there's
way.
two there. All right. Well, but I've got an angle on one with Frosa, right?
Mhm.
Hunter's mark, firing 2 arrows. Frosa incoming. That then.
I think you have to click Hunter's Mark after because you don't know if you hit.
Well, I meant to put up the spell card, but
You're clicking the clicky versus the spell list.
well, that's what I did do the spell list. Let's see, longbow. 15.
Nope.
Probably doesn't hit. Second attack.
It does go wunk into one of the barrels, though, and that smell of molasses increases. Again?
Ugh.
Splits your own arrow, though.
I hate roll 20 dice.
You and me both.
Can I roll my own dice?
There'd be too much pointing shit. We've had this before, believe me. Bonus action?
Well, that was Hunter's mark,
Hazel.
which was totally useful.
Yeah, it might be next time.
Mm.
I am staying where I am. And I'm going to let loose what I've been charging, which is Guiding Bolt 3rd level. At this bitch.
Roll damage.
Damn.
Nice.
Did it actually qualify as 3rd level? Because I'm not sure if it.
I'm assuming
Because it didn't give me any pop up.
it will
Well,
when
that's
you
when you do
roll
damage, I think.
damage.
Ah, okay.
Because your
Thank you.
ranged
I
spell
forgot.
attack doesn't change.
Yeah, I forgot which order it did things in.
You see if you hit, and then you roll damage. Yeah, that's painful.
And it marks any whatever the next attack is on her has now advantage.
Okay, bonus action?
Bonus action, I'm going to call in a spiritual weapon on pretty much on right behind her in the form of the great honking hammer I'm basically swinging around normally.
Okay.
And gonna swing away at that.
Go forth. That just
That's-
hits. Roll damage.
Nice.
Yes, she is not looking overly well. Top of the round, Furseth.
Okay. Let's do that again, and I'll have advantage on the first attack because guiding bolt, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Or would that spiritual weapon? Have
Yeah,
been?
the spiritual weapon would have been.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sorry, roll
Oh.
again.
that's my own fault.
Do normal.
Oops.
Although to be fair, neither of those did. Fuck all. We'll leave it as a miss for now, because
Okay.
it's not going to get any better than that. Okay,
Yeah.
next bonus
Second
action.
attack.
Oh yeah, that is what I meant. That one hits. Roll damage.
10 damage.
Okay.
And I will flurry of blows this time using one of my few key points left.
Nope.
That's probably a miss.
Yep.
13. Yeah. 15.
also
I believe we
misses
established a
much-
miss as well. Yeah.
Yes.
That's my turn.
Durfin. Starving.
Oh, sorry. I was still muted. I apologize. I was got it. Let me just double check my spell slots. Okay. I am going to. All right. I'm going to step forward to there.
Of course, it occurs I probably should have been having all of you make because you're leaving some things
Does that
melee
work for
range.
the-
I would have thought so.
Does
Probably
spiritual
use the caster's reaction to do it, because it's a reaction
Yeah.
to attack of opportunity.
Yeah, but caster has not used reaction as yet.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So he'd get one.
well, I'll leave it. I'll leave it for the time being.
Okay.
He's got better things to use reactions on anyway.
that's promoting.
He's got things in his face.
And rather than my usual make him laugh, I'm going to attempt hideous laughter, except I'm going to do so by looking at her, grinning, and going, "Is that your face, or did a camel sit on your shoulders and make a lasting impression?"
Oh my! What are you?
Hey, look, Alistair said be funnier. I'm trying. Okay, let me put the spell card up for you. Hold on. There you go.
Glorious, glorious lunatic.
I'm sorry, natural 18.
Damn it! That never works.
Too bad.
It'll work eventually.
That was a
Keep
good
trying.
insult too. Dang.
Yeah,
Oh well.
It
well,
was.
excellent.
It was. In fact, very, very good.
Ow.
I've been hoarding insults. Like, been scrolling the internet to harvest them. That was one of my favorites.
I think I've heard that one before, but
No, well, I've posted it.
I see. That makes sense.
I'm picturing up above and I looking at the trapdoor and going, camel?
You probably didn't hear that one. Mostly what you're
Yeah.
hearing is Alice screaming in rage.
Mm.
Yeah.
And they were getting frustrated.
To be fair, given that she's closest to the door right now, you're not hearing very much other than Alice swearing in a variety of languages.
We need to get over this hump of a fight.
Oh my god, I hate you so very much. Like there are no.
That was.
There are no
I'm
even
so glad that
words.
was I see.
At least my pun was unintentional.
Oh, jeez.
Fuck is anyway. Remy.
Alright, he's gonna swing at the dude again and see if the smite wombo combo will hit. 17.
Nope.
Oh my god.
Well, it catches on what's left of the shield. You're beginning to get an idea of how other beings feel fighting you.
24.
That does hit. Roll damage.
Alright. So, Wrathful Smite. One d6. And then Divine Smite. 1.
Except there's one thing you did not do. The actual longsword damage.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That is very
there are
true.
things you need to be clicking.
There's a lot of things being clicked here.
You
Okay,
have all the
plus the actual
smites. I
hitting.
get it. Yes. Plus the actual hitting. The actual hitting helps.
Yes, it does.
Well, and was the target is a creature?
Creature is
Leave
pretty
it
much anything.
alone.
Leave it. Okay. Sorry.
That's 14, 18. Okay. And I have to look something up. Yeah, because remember I said that this guy had a reaction that he could theoretically be holding on to?
Mm-hmm.
That would be a variation on Hellish Rebuke. Make a dex saving throw,
Oops.
Remy.
Oops.
15.
Nope.
Oh god.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Where's my D10? There's my D10.
Oh, wonderful.
That is 12 points of necrotic damage.
Good thing Alice did the temporary hit points.
Very, very true. The ice coating on your armor cracks as that gets stripped away largely. Apparently, this is cleric versus paladin nonsense on so many different levels. Okay. Speaking of, it is his turn. Oh, he's gonna try it again. This time he's going for Alice, eh? Which point mostly he just gets. You couldn't fuck me up when I was 8. What the hell chance do you think you have now?
Oh man.
Yeah, she is pissed.
Yes, and Hazel is still within the immediate range of the spiritual weapon, and
That's
my maybe your AC.
16.
Ooh, yeah, that is what you have there. By the way, is a rather nasty-looking spiked mace. And it's not the bright radiant that you're used to either. It's great. Now I have to look up exactly what. It's my D8. Ooh, 8, 9, 14. That is 17 points of necrotic damage.
Necrotic. That's new for a spiritual weapon.
Is a variation on a spiritual weapon. I can't imagine these guys doing radiant any fucking thing.
Yeah, but yeah. I'm just used to it doing force damage, so it doing necrotic is me going, whoa, hello. So 17 points.
Yes.
Got it.
At which point, Alice continues to be pissed. Thank God she went reckless. Oh, that's one die. Stay. 17, okay. Oof. 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. Yeah, Hazel only just gets hit with the spiritual weapon before, basically, Alice forehand wham, cracking into the neck piece of the armor, and goes backhand in the other direction, and wham, off comes his head.
Oh shit.
She just decapitate the guy.
Yep.
That was a crit, and then it was a natural 19. So,
Oh no.
she pissed.
Oh
She
yeah.
dropped the guy like a sack of potato.
Well, given
Oh,
radiant, ice, and just plain barbarian damage,
Mm. She, oh geez. You do not want to piss her off.
Yeah, and depending on the weapon, even a 19 can be a crit.
Mm.
not in that case, but at least it got through. It's one of the
Yeah.
few rolls that can on that guy, if your dex is high enough. He's fairly heavily armed. At which point, not very happy wife is kind of fed up with this entire thing. Now, can she do this? Remind me how this goes. Which point points at Alice and Darvin will actually understand this because she's shouting it loud enough. It's probably abyssal, and it is begone abomination. Oh fuck. And Alice vanishes.
God damn it. I know what that was. And I kind of hate you for giving it to this bitch.
Looks to first she looks remarkably self-satisfied. Ava.
Did I see Alice disappear?
Well, there's certainly a lot less light coming from that direction.
So I glance at it. Well,
What
hurting
you
her
saw
get
was
Alice back.
was the woman with the magic points at her, hisses it, and poof, she's gone.
right. Will hurting her bring Alice back?
You don't know.
No, I was asking out. All right.
I don't
fuck
care.
it.
Do it.
Fire.
Either way, she has to die. This guy can go.
Longbow. Come on, roll well, roll well. Oh, for fuck's sake. Still not enough, I don't think.
Not quite. No.
Roll20 hates me tonight.
Apparently. Hey, look,
I haven't hit a single fucking
rolling
thing.
your regular dice doesn't always help either. Alice, charisma is one of her main things. She rolled a 3.
Yikes.
See, sometimes I roll low.
Yeah, because Alice always rolls super high.
Not
Always.
always. She's missed
Well,
she's
quite
missed a
often.
few. She missed a few saves in her time. Hazel, great on attacks, bad for saves.
Oh, gotcha.
Hazel,
Okay, okay. Come on, let's do this again. Guiding bolt.
Roll damage.
And also at 3rd level.
You should declare that. No.
Yep. Should be declaring. Do you want to change that to 1st level just
Yes,
because? Or
because if you don't declare, it's at its base level.
You got it.
Okay, she is smoldering in places, but
And follow-up swing off the spiritual weapon.
she
That
manages to
Should
duck.
have advantage.
Oh, advantage.
Oh, good point.
So I'm just going to punch that again.
Yeah. Still no.
Nope.
She's a
So
slippery
hammer
bitch.
hammer swing. Nope, nope. Like, and I'm like miming the swings and just whiffing.
Top of the round for
Damn it,
Seth.
hold still.
Top of the round for Seth.
Okay, let's.
Watch it, I'm right next to you, Hazel.
Just kill it.
Actually, in all fairness,
Nat
I'm-
20.
Critical hit.
Fine.
roll damage.
Also,
Jesus.
also for
Christ.
this, I'm using my last key point to make it a stunning strike.
Thank you.
What's Constitution save? DC 14.
That was a nat one.
Monk MVP.
I
Yes, Alice A returns. Point. Burned and bleeding in a couple of places, but you know.
Remy, back and forth very quickly.
Speaking of, how do you want to do this?
I guess the stun wasn't really needed.
Oh, but hey.
Since I was going for a stunning strike, instead of with the blade, with the, I guess, pommel, though it doesn't really have a pommel, it's right in the forehead.
Yeah, you see the skull, just blood drip down the forehead, and she does look stunned for a second, and then the eyes glaze even further, and whoomp. Okay, that wasn't very good.
You okay, Alice?
For
I
a
don't-
given value of okay.
I don't like interplanar travel when I'm not prepared for it. That wasn't fun.
Remy goes,
That's a lot more magic.
tries
than
to
I
go
was
for the
expecting.
hug, but she has a shield on, so it's a little bit clumsy.
His
Clunk.
pat. Also, I decapitated my dad, and I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm not sure how much of a person was left in him by this point.
I mean, he would have had no qualms about killing you.
Yeah, I know, but
There's
kind of looks at Darvin. She apparently does not have the words for this.
Yeah, I know. You just keep moving forward. At this point, it's all I can do.
That's all any of us can do.
I mean, it's not much, but it's all I got right now. Circumstances were a little different.
I guess I'm just tired of feeling like I'm expected to not feel bad just because they were asshats.
Yep.
It's weird, it's confusing, and yeah, I
It's-
know. Moving forward, it's a thing, but
Yeah.
somebody
I mean,
wanna go and let Nye know that we're all like still alive.
I'm gonna go take care of that.
okay.
And as Hazel, Hazel, wait a minute.
Hmm?
Walks up to Hazel, hand on her forehead, 7 HP healed. I heard that.
Yeah.
So
you're
yeah,
not Yeah. Sorry.
No,
Never
go
Is there
mind.
anything
go ahead.
around that looks like it can be?
Go ahead.
Alice,
No,
we'll-
that was going to be out of character, so go ahead.
Alice, we'll talk later if you want about it.
Oh, there's too much stuff to do today for that, but we'll see what happens
Exactly.
afterwards. Anyway, out of character hands, Hazel. Yeah, first thing, Nye, the screaming has stopped.
Well, that's either really good or really bad.
And a moment or so later, Hazel, boop,
Hello.
looking a little beat up on, but
We took some lumps, but I think we won.
How do you think?
That's you'll see what I mean.
All right.
And I'm climbing the rest of the way out.
wait, so you're
I'm-
leaving, or are you going back down to join the others? Because there's shit going on here.
I'm heading down.
Yeah, as I was gonna either stay with Nye or if he went down,
Go with him. Okay, okay.
follow him back in.
So yeah, by the time you guys get down, it's sort of yeah, there's still there's one headless corpse sort of splattered in a corner, one that's got various leakage coming from a crack in the forehead. Both masked, both dark robed. Yeah, it's really just as well you weren't there. I got sent someplace. Briefly! But I got sent someplace.
There was more stupid magic involved than I was expecting. And that was pretty crazy. But it's a relief that we got through it. Okay. We want to start examining things.
I was gonna
Is there
carefully.
anything like an empty bucket or something that looks like it could be kicked?
I mean, they're not really empty exactly. What you see are a couple of ritual tables. One that looks like they dismembered something that the approximate size of a small humanoid, halfling, gnome, or child.
I like that sentence a lot better before the last word.
Yeah, exactly.
You
I mean, not that I was in love with it to begin with, but
Yeah, you need a nature check to be able to see if you could tell by the
rolling
skull.
it.
Oh god.
Net 10.
You're not au fait enough with other species' skeletal structures to know for sure.
What's mine? Oh yeah, no.
If anyone else is hunting around, investigation checks.
Mhm. Yeah, I was gonna do so.
Remy,
Specifically,
body.
carefully.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
looking at all these barrels and staying a good distance away from
Mhm.
them.
That's why I'm
Which one?
specifying.
I'm sorry,
center of the
Remy.
room.
Remy is going to loot the bodies.
For evidence. For
Fair,
hopefully
fair.
evidence.
Meanwhile, I'm going to examine the other corpse, the one with the crack in the face.
A
Um,
female, mostly masked.
I
First,
probably
I've
should
got
also
a
still do an investigation check.
Ugh. That looks like Frosa's handiwork, no pun intended.
15.
Yeah, I mean, because the robes are in and of themselves so dark, it's a little bit difficult to tell much. But you can see if you look really close, there's a slightly lighter pattern of that bastardized symbol of Palor, embroidered into the fabric, as well as a pendant tucked into the neckline.
Blasphemy symbols.
Remy finds How much for the thing here? Oh, I know why. And what exactly are you looking for on this guy?
Whatever's in his pockets or under his robe or whatever. Hopefully, scrolls, books, written information.
Not so much scrolls or books. I mean, first of all, under his robes, you're seeing a fairly impressive-looking set of armor. Um, I mean, if you're removing gauntlets, he's wearing a silver band ring on the third finger of his right hand with that same blasphemy paler symbol on it. You've also got about 30 gold. A bag that seems to contain what may or may, I mean, it could be very well cut pieces of onyx, or it could be black diamonds. And some assorted jewelry, most of which looks kind of like the artifacty kind of stuff that you took away for disposal and being destroyed back when you were in the Southern Lands.
Okay, she'll leave all that on his person because it does not seem to be a good idea to pocket it.
Oh, of course, you could always have Mr. Eldritch Sight have a look at them. You guys need to remember what y'all can do. And Alice is mostly actually looking at the barrels and going, we're gonna have to warn, like, various businesses around town. These have been recently marked as containing molasses.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Ah,
I was gonna roll to carefully take a look around the room to see if there was anything not obvious.
hey,
Yeah, Naya is
Nye,
basically trying not to look at anything right now because those barrels are full of wrong and that table is full of dead. And
Ava's looking for something to break because she's
we didn't even get into the other table.
Nye, come
Well,
here a
no,
second.
that's here. That second table is the one with the body on it. This is
Right.
Herb's. There's actually a cup, an open cup of that black sludge that they seem to have been mixing with other things.
Also not looking directly at that.
So I got a 17 for an investigation check to look carefully around the room for anything not obvious of note.
Yeah, there's not scrolls or anything like that. They don't seem to keep anything written down. But as well as molasses written on these barrels, which Alice missed this because she doesn't really know anything about Baronsveer bits and pieces. On those barrels, older stamped, like it happened a while ago, is the compass rose of Star Coast.
Yeah, which I would have recognized right off. Boy.
Do I know what
Can
that was? No,
Can I
probably-
tell it? Can I tell it all? How like, from looking at the age of the stamp about how old those are?
Um,
Probably about the time right before we came through.
approximately that, maybe. I mean, the stamps are old, but so are the barrels. These are the sort of aged casks you'd find things like molasses in, but it
Gotcha.
still speaks to where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
Because these are the kinds
Yeah,
of things you can only use once, really.
Right. So either these were stored for a long time, or the barrels themselves are old.
More than
Either way,
it's more than likely the latter.
Right. Okay. So looking at these barrels, they and I'll point out the compass rose. They're from Star Coast. At least the
boy.
barrels are. These could have come over around the same time, shortly before we swept through. The barrels are old. The
Running
contents may
9.5
not be.
hells.
Yeah. So yeah, we need to get word to the governor that this was a thing.
Hopefully by now, Footy's already relayed the message and he's sending
Well,
somebody
But
over.
there's new
Some of it.
information,
And
Remy.
we'll update them when they get here.
Do we want to
So-
be telling guards directly this shit?
yeah, no, we need to be talking to the governor straight, and the governor's not going to show up, so we need to go see him.
Also,
we need to wait
nine-
here for the guards to tell the guards, don't touch the barrels.
So there's
Yes.
there's a thump from the ladder.
Speaking of,
Large orange cat.
Huh?
Where'd that come from?
Pad. Looks at Darvin's kind of annoyed looking.
wait a minute. Hang on.
If you remember out of character, you can probably remember in.
Do you
It's just sitting
know
there.
Hang on. Let me hang on. I got this. And I'll pull out my
You
veal
do not
and
need to speak with animals, you shit.
I wanted to.
Not it. You can, but you're just gonna get the filthiest look.
All right. Because out of character, I don't remember.
Eh? Well, you know that when you are bunny, you can still understand common.
Mm-hmm. Oh. And big orange cat. Oh. So this is oh boy. Okay.
He's just still sitting, looking at you.
Someone might want
The
to
barrels
come in.
these barrels are from Star Coast
Yeah,
and they're full of
bad stuff.
the how do I put this? They're full of the filthy
Blasphemy.
corruption stuff that we've been dealing with.
Right.
And well, and I'll point out the bodies. Yeah. So we dealt with this pocket. They're marked molasses. They I can't say what. Did we see any evidence of whether or not any of these have been spread around? I mean, they've been here long enough. They probably have been by now.
To be
No, I
fair,
can
no,
tell.
because they're marked. You got Alice going. Actually, the ink on these is barely dry.
Ah,
The
Well,
bit
on
that says molasses.
right.
So basically, it looks to me. I'm sure we're talking to the cat for a reason. It looks to me like they did a slow stockpile,
Mm,
and when they had enough, they were gonna either sell this stuff as molasses or make some replacements in the dead of night or something. I don't know.
well, either way, that's the short of the situation. And this, but it's these people have come this far. So, I mean, we dealt with this pocket at least. I can't say there aren't others.
Oh.
So I have a question. Who's the freaking cat? Why would you do a cat?
Pad,
If the
pad,
cat wasn't a
pad.
cat, it wouldn't fit in this room.
I just face palm.
Oh,
It
I'm-
actually rubs against Frosteth's ankles and then clambers up the ladder and is gone.
I apologize. I'm a little tipsy.
I was just accepting it as another aspect of how weird my life has been for the last month.
Speaking of weird, Nye, come here. I need you to have a look at something.
Is
That
it
whole-
barrel shaped?
Hazel,
No, it's
Hazel, before you do that-
person-shaped.
Before you
And
do
I'm
that, Hazel,
ju-
in the bag of holding, is there something breakable?
Why don't you just go upstairs and wreck some fucking furniture?
Good idea. Thanks. And I go up because I'm so done with this shit.
Okay, while Ava is trashing things and people need to like formulate a game plan of what they're gonna do in this room, we're at about that time, so we'll take a break.
Oh.
And when we come back, we
Oh,
can
wow.
sort the room.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back. The Cupcake Coterie have just made mush of Alice's cultist asshole parents, and are currently sort of poking around the room where it happens.
Okay, what am I looking at?
You're looking at first this body, and I'm pointing at the crack-faced Alice's mum. With the whole magic vision thing, I want to see if there's any hoodoo on.
There is a ring. It is significantly magicked. Looks like an abjuration thing.
I am taking that. Well, I'm pulling it off and holding it up for anyone to check.
Okay.
Guys?
Yes.
Well,
What?
found a thing.
Use words. What do you want them to do about the thing that you found?
Rather, okay, I found a ring. Nye says it's magical. What kind of magic is it again, Nye?
Abjuration.
Some kind of shield ring thingy. We need to have these things looked at. Okay, Nye, now for
Wonder if that has anything to do with protecting them from the black crap.
Why would
'Cause if
they
they're mi-
need to be protected from the black crap?
or it's
I-
why they were so damn hard to hit.
I don't know
It
about
was
the
pretty
black
hard to
crap,
hit
but
for-
if they're mixing this stuff, and I'm looking at the table, if they're mixing this stuff together, I mean, imagine if they splash themselves.
Yeah.
They're probably drinking it.
Ugh. Never mind. Okay.
Anyway, now for this guy. And walking over, I've put the hammer away, and now I've walked over and I'm pointing at the decapitated one.
Yeah, there's the armor is magicked. But that ring that Hazel's holding seems to be connected to a ring that he is wearing.
Magic armor, I mean, I guess that was obvious, but he's wearing a ring that has some sort of connection. Is it the same magic?
Yeah.
Also abjuration, and it's connected to the other one.
All right.
Magical wedding rings?
That off.
Mm,
Remy, help me with the armor.
Are they on the wrong hand for that?
They are
I thought
on
it was-
the wrong hand for that, technically.
Yeah,
Out of character, but
yeah. But that would have been
Remy,
so-
help me
that
with
probably.
the armor. And what did you find when you were looking him over?
I mean, that might have been
oh,
something.
also in somewhere in his pockets, lots of belt pouch really, lots of really unpleasant magic. Not the one. Basically, there's two belt pouches, one on either side. The one on the right side is clear. The one on the left side is lots and lots of really nasty magic.
Is that over the armor or under it?
Under the cloak, over the armor.
Oh, well, watch out for that pouch on the left.
The
yeah,
pouch
I'd
on the
say-
left, the pouch
That's
on the
like-
left is all the artifact stuff. Pouch on the right was with the money and the black diamonds. So
That's
those
like
are
bugs
apparently
in my
safe.
eyes. Oh, that
I'm taking
tickle-
I'm taking the
Ugh.
clear pouch and putting that into the bag of holding.
ow.
there's some
And
coin
That's
and
like
gemstones
things
of some
crawling
sort.
under
and-
my eyelids. Ow.
Then stop.
And I'm picking
and
up
looking.
the-
that.
I did look away.
and I'm picking up the bad pouch and saying, "Okay, Remy, I'm gonna put you in charge of making sure this gets brought to the right places because I don't want anyone accidentally touching this and things going screwy."
Thank you.
She
Hazel.
says after touching it.
No, she's taking the belt pouch by the belt.
Like the belt
think.
pouch, like
Oh, my bad.
not actually like reaching in and grabbing at the artifacts. I'm like, nah.
Fair.
Okay, now, okay, ring. Got the two rings. These are clear and not like anything particularly nasty, right, Nye?
No, those were out. You stay.
Holding both
As
rings
far as
up.
he could tell, it's straight up abjuration magic. But they
Yeah,
do
just-
have that bastardized paler symbol on them.
Just abjuration magic. Although
I
just,
know, blasphemy. Well, this
not
still
just
is
that, but
examining.
I don't know if everything around these, if everything's been contaminated by the ick.
I think we
You'd be
would
able-
feel it.
Yeah,
We
you'd
need
tell.
to
You'd be able to tell.
Okay, rings also in bag of holding. Okay, Remy, can you help me with the armor?
What are we looking for exactly?
We're detaching it.
Why?
Okay.
It's magic armor. I think it needs to get looked at by someone who's actually got an understanding of magic, because we want to make sure it gets put away.
Why don't we just melt it all down for scrap?
That's also that's the plan after we make sure it's not going to explode when we try to do that.
If it was going to explode when we did that, I think that magic that's trapped is something that Eldritch Sight would see. If you're worried about it exploding, why are you touching it?
Because I can heal
Listen,
myself.
Not when you're blown up.
listen,
I am taking 2 large steps backwards because
Listen to
the
me.
word exploding just arrived.
listen to me. Remy, correct me if I'm wrong, but this place basically breeds mercenaries that deal with this crap.
Yes.
And there's an entire university full of magic students who can dispel magic, who can make a magic null zone. They could do
Also,
this a
yes.
whole lot more safely than we can. And did we not just tell people that there's shit down here that needs to be cleaned up?
Mm-hmm.
Stop fucking with it then!
Okay, point taken. Remy, I guess we just leave that here then.
Yeah, I gathered that.
Just make it so it's obvious, I guess.
I think they'll know. Yeah, fine, this happened without people knowing about it, but from the looks of things, this came slowly and subtly.
Uh-huh.
But when
I'm
they
just-
walk in here, they're gonna walk in knowing.
Yeah. I'm
And
just
we,
making
and
it hazel-proof.
Okay,
I think
here's
the best way to make this hazel proof is to remove hazel from it.
thank you.
I think that'll. Can we please get out of here? The guards know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Also, Nye?
I would say actually grabs the finger, bends back a little bit.
Ow,
Love
ow,
you
ow,
too,
ow, ow,
Hazel.
ow, ow, ow.
Thank you. I need a little bit, so I'm gonna hit Arcane Ink. If you guys want to do whatever shopping first and hit after, so I can have some time to process some of this bullshit, because yeah, no. I'll
Okay.
meet you
What
guys.
she said.
I'll meet you guys back at the Bravo's Boast around 6, so we can go to Remy's parents for dinner. Or we could just meet there, whatever. If I
We
don't
can-
find if I don't find you there, I'll go to Crestman's. Fine. And off she goes.
Okay then.
And as you guys head back up, you find Ava probably trying to wreck a chair, but
Well,
given her
before-
strength
Before
roll.
I go up, I'm pulling the rings back out and just ditching them.
Are we calling for a strength check here?
Yeah, actually.
Thanks, Ben. I was picturing a very epic thrashing.
Yeah, but then again, it's your strength.
I'm pissed. That gives me a strong strength.
You're not a barbarian. You're
You
not.
learned to rage.
I am. Are you telling me I haven't wrecked anything?
There's kind of.
Oh come on! I got to be glass staffers.
You've thrown a couple of mugs.
Better than nothing, I guess.
Basically, you looked for everything crockery in the place and just flung it at walls for a while. So when you guys come up, there's just crockery. And a chair sort of overturned in the corner where you can see that she probably tried to hit it against a wall, and that didn't work very well. So she went for things that were going to make a satisfying smash sound.
I just look around at all the crockery and go, hey, Hazel, you went through here recently?
Not now. Or I'm gonna punch you.
Are
Ava
you
kind
ready
of
to
half
go,
smiled
Ava?
at that.
Because I'm approaching that level. Anyway, I'm gonna walk over to the chair, hammer, wham!
Attack roll.
On a chair?
It's not a very high AC. Roll damage. Crunch.
Seeing that,
Oh God.
Hazel,
Yeah.
do you mind if I borrow that a minute?
I'm just holding out the hammer at this point.
Is it very heavy, or can I handle it?
Strength save, actually.
Oh,
Strength
God.
save.
Seriously.
This is funny as hell.
It's attuned to Hazel.
Nine.
It's kind of you can hold it for a second and then boom.
Dunk.
Can I try and get it on the table? Nearby table.
Just
Well,
like dunk.
you can't really lift it for a decent swing, I'm afraid.
I'm going to just grab it, pick it back up over shoulder.
Thanks anyway. Pissing intensified, by the way. Someone distract me before I go crazy.
Hey, but let's go get a drink.
We've
Good
got
idea.
places to be
Oh, no, for this
before
evening.
drinking.
I said a drink. One, singular.
Okay, one.
Oh, so that we should
Look,
probably get
Someone
some
needs to
clothes
take
this
the edge
evening.
off before they see your parents again.
And
No,
that.
that's fair.
Should probably get some proper attire for that as well.
Hey, Ava, I have a place
Yeah.
that might amuse you.
Mm,
Oh no.
We're going to Sweetwater and Sisters.
Oh, no.
Yes.
what's that?
Yeah, no, you're
You'll
going with
see.
Hazel. You're going with Hazel. Actually, I'm going too.
What? What is that?
You'll see. Again, the appeal is in the actual waiting and seeing part here. I'm putting away the hammer as we leave.
Did you
And
say hitting?
And for once, Darwin's not going to
No.
mention
No, not
anything.
hitting. I said nothing about hitting. I said waiting
I
and
didn't catch what you
seeing.
said. Ah, I see. All right.
I'm not going to mention any exploding tea trays.
What?
That was out of character.
Yeah, that was out of character.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Nice.
However,
You
in
wanna come
character,
along?
however,
What?
in character, I'm saying, and for once, I'm not saying anything. Trust me, this is going to be hilarious.
what's our marching order here?
Well, Hazel and me, I guess.
Hazel and Ava are in the lead.
Yep,
Right.
I'm behind
I-
Ava. I just because I want to be.
Darvin. I look over at Darvin and go silent image and have a tea tray walking behind Ava.
Oh my god, do I see that?
No.
No, no, this is him and me behind you, and I'm just like putting hands over the mouth, just like.
How dare you, Ben?
And I'm
So does that
assuming
mean
you've got
everyone's
Froseth
following?
and you've got Froseth and Remy picking up the rear.
Yeah.
Remy just shakes her head.
Okay. A little while walking later, you enter Sweetwater and Sisters. Hazel dragging Ava. At very first glance, and it is a very quick glance, it looks kind of like mostly apothecary, but with a little bit of curio collectibles and magical artifacts, which is about all you see before what appears to be a tea tray with 4 little helicopter rotative blade things attached to it, buzzes basically directly over your head. You kind of have to duck to keep from being beamed by
Say,
it.
whoa, that's new.
What the hell is that?
They were
Oh,
walking
boy.
last time.
Edvar is sitting with his head in his hands at the counter, just red-headed halfling, just going, I hate my life. I just
Oh boy,
I
what did
hate-
she do? And why
I
are
look
they
at
flying?
Hazel.
they apparently they needed to be able to change their height a little bit better than legs allowed, so those happened.
So now they're flying. Oh boy.
How many of them happened?
I've given up on repairing the roof.
I
Three
look
of
at
them fly formation zoom over your head.
I see them like coming down in formation, and I just start humming a tune that is oddly reminiscent of the Ride of the Valkyries.
I look at the halfling. Would you like me to try and just get rid of it?
How?
Will the Queen of Tinkering please come down?
No! I'm busy!
With what?
And coming down the stairs is this sort of lumpy, fuzzy thing with... it kind of looks like an owl without wings and big ears. And it pops down the stairs. Book, 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 book.
I don't know what that is, but it's adorable.
Have I ever seen anything like that? No, probably.
No, it appears to be mechanical.
I don't know what that is, and I'm backing up.
Yeah, I'm taking a step back too. What the hell is that? Where did you take us, Hazel?
Hello, customers. Come play with me.
Hi.
Oh no! Oh, it talks. Oh boy.
Oh, it
Oh,
talks.
boy.
Oh boy.
And it parrots. Great.
And it parrots. Great.
Will the Queen of Tinkering please explain?
Well, the Queen of Tinkering, please explain.
Fine.
Yeah, that's a title. I love this thing. I don't know what it is.
It is literally a goddamn Furby.
See, I know that out of
I know, right?
character. I'm talking in character. I don't know what this is, but I love it. It's amazing. Oh my goodness.
Is it big or is it like?
It's about
It's about the size of your head, right?
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, so it is
like-
Furby size. It's
Yeah.
literally
Yeah,
Furby
it's head
Well,
size, yeah.
tad. Teeny bit bigger.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I think I prefer the tea trays.
It's like a cross between a Furby and a gremlin before they go reptilian.
Mm.
Mogwai. They're called Mogwai in that state.
When they're like that, thank you. I couldn't. I was blanking on the term. Thank you.
It is my Fluffy, and I love it.
It's
It is my-
amazing. It is adorable and wonderful.
It is amazing.
creepy!
It is and it actually ambles up to 9.
No.
It was just like so flabbergasted. She's not even pissed off. She's like, what the fuck?
Welcome to Sweetwater and Sisters. Has May been around?
No, she's on campaign.
Mm.
This thing still wouldn't be all in one piece if May was here.
This is a good point.
Anything you want us to send or take to Lyra?
I'm tempted to say the fuzzy thing.
She'll just make more.
At which point, 6 more of them come down the stairs.
Oh my
Oh,
Oh, no.
oh God, they're multiplying.
Come play with us, customers.
Please tell me they don't say that all at once.
Yeah, all in unison.
Everything in you.
Oh my god, that is so creepy. What the
That
fuck?
is bizarre, but it's also amazing. Why has the university not come in here and said, "We'll give you a lab, just please stop letting them loose"?
Because they don't want her on campus.
Because she blew that up too.
What did she do?
No, they just don't. They heard about some of her youthful inventions, and they just don't let her on campus.
Youthful.
Youthful?
You mean she was worse?
Wait, what? Sorry, you'll have to explain this one.
No, I really don't.
No, Hazel. Remember some of the stuff you've done as a kid?
It's
But
mine
it-
doesn't explode.
Put it this way: she's not allowed within 10 miles of Egref.
Good.
Oh!
Why have you taken me, Hazel?
Oh, this is a nice place.
At this point, the let's face it, the Furby army have now formed a circle around Ava. Welcome
Oh,
to
get
Sweetwater
away
and
from me!
Sisters.
I kicked the couple out of the way. Get away!
Can you make me a dex saving throw, please?
Seriously,
Yep.
they're inch high. They're like my ankle size.
No, it's a saving throw, and there's a reason.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Thank god I'm a bit dexterous at least. 16.
It's enough. You manage to pull your foot out of the way of the spray of it appears to be well, frankly, Furby-shaped globs of what, when they land, appear to be some kind of acid gel.
Oh,
Oh dear.
fuck's sake!
Oh,
This
they
is
have
why.
to-
weaponized?
What the hell are these things?
Why are they weaponized?
It's the Fuzzy Army.
Are they still coming towards me? Or
No, they weren't even coming towards you. They just made a circle around you.
Uh,
What would
Do you
Barons
have a look
did
upstairs?
Barons have a god, a deity in particular, or not really?
No. It depends on. And Palor's usually a good one. For Cedar Grove, it would have been hang on. Pink. I forgot my No, it was a separate post, but stick with Palor for the for a
Right.
minute.
Okay. For the love of Palor.
Can I go check and make sure there isn't something worse brewing?
I think you might.
You
That
don't.
might be a good idea, but be careful.
No, you've
Mm-mm.
got Edvar going. You do not go up there.
Nope. Let's
It's
go,
gonna
Hazel.
explode if I do, isn't it?
You will wish it had.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Good
Come on.
I
point.
picture all 7 of those things grabbing you and dragging you down the street.
Well, there's only 6 now, but
I'm
she'll
gonna
build
go
more.
back out. I'm gonna go back outside. I'm be outside.
Wait for me. I'll follow you.
Does it look like he's
Nice to meet you.
restocked since?
What?
Does it look like the shop is restocked at all?
Not really. Thank
Oh,
you
boy.
for your custom. Come again.
I am going to produce I'm gonna pull a platinum, leave it in front of Edvar, and then walk out.
Well,
Just for
it
putting up with this.
plus it pays for the bear the thing she destroyed. They're
I didn't break it. I just kicked it.
yeah, and they exploded.
Oh.
All the time I was worried about exploding in the basement full of wrong. Instead, it was here.
Welcome to
Always.
Sweetwater and Sisters, and the Furby army cries, "Welcome to Sweetwater and Oh, shut up!
I'll leave before they start singing about Oompa Loompas.
Yeah, I'm out.
Okay.
I love it. The bard was the one smart enough to leave first this time. Since when has that ever happened?
happened?
After having paid for stupid, I'm going to summarily.
Going outside and watching up.
Yeah,
Just to see if anything comes flying out the window.
I'm more concerned about those drone trays.
no, they
Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
they seem to be contained.
For now.
Okay. Now we go to somewhere where we're gonna sell weapons.
What?
What? Why?
I
Well,
didn't
weapons
even
and-
hear that.
Now we're gonna go somewhere where they provide weapons and or armor. Cause Nye, I am getting you a shield.
I'm not entirely arguing.
I'm getting you a shield, and asking that you stop for now, please. Thank you. And I'm headed in the general direction of Steel Singer's return.
Yeah, you probably won't find anything too much within your budget there, but there's plenty of stalls that sell shields of all sizes and materials.
And I'm gonna head towards. I'm gonna pick a random one and walk over, and drag Nye along.
Yeah, you've turned up at one knowing Nye's aesthetic, for lack of a better word. That's largely wooden shields. There's the proprietor is an elf, and he seems to be doing a lot of stuff in the. Admittedly, it's more the style that Hazel knows, but there are some very core similarities between that and Nye's very vague memories. It's certainly not the same, but there's a
Get hard-
root. There's a root there. Shut up.
So, okay, Nye, take your pick.
I don't even know.
At which point the elf running the stall is going, just pick something you like the look of. They're all more or less the same, or go for one that you can support well. It's not rocket science.
Remy does
You,
not have
you
an approving look at the notion of pick the one that you think looks the best.
Oh, yeah. Remy, can I get a consult here?
You want one that's not. You want one that's wide enough to protect yourself, but not so heavy that you're not able to maneuver, given you're not armored up everywhere else, and otherwise.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was kind of obvious. It's not obvious? It looks at Nye. Oh, okay, sorry, it wasn't obvious.
In
Remy looks for
in-
something like buckler shaped.
in Elvish, I don't think about these things a lot. Armor is not a thing that I usually do. I defer to experts.
Ah, you're new at this in Elven again. Yeah, I'll help where I can, but it sounds like you're, Oh, it's the sergeant. Hello, Sergeant. And it's gone back to common. Your reputation precedes you, Sergeant Crescent.
That's good to hear. Thank you.
Yeah, you can get something approximately buckler-ish that would work moderately well. It's fairly plain, but there's a sort of a leaf pattern wood burned into the edges, so
Well, I guess this one will work.
that.
That looks good. Yes. Make sure you try it out without getting
Perfect for
hit
someone
at.
so heckin' new, and I say heckin' new in my gobbledygook awful Elvish.
Uh,
Please excuse my strange but lovable non-forced friend in Elvish.
I'm just giggling because I can understand all of this.
And Ava can actually,
mhm.
if she's
Yep.
there.
Oh yeah, you're all basically clustered as Nye tests the heft on his new shield. It's not, and obviously it's not magic weapon, so it's not made specifically for him. But the one that Remy has helped him pick out is it's enough heft for you there.
Does the guy only have shields, or is there a few weapons as well?
No, this guy is predominantly a shield maker, and I mean, he does good work. This is the kind of thing where you can you can sort of slide hand in, tighten buckles, and still have your hand free.
Wow. Some impressive work.
If you're a caster, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some channel through the weapons, but depending on the weapon, that can be a little iffy.
Hmm.
Plus, if you're pointing with your weapon, you're telegraphing what you're doing usually, and for some that works out really well. But sometimes it can be quite nice to hide what your hand is doing under a shield.
That's a good point. You did good. Some nice work.
Thank you.
And yeah, no, that suits you. I mean,
Okay.
seeing you moving it seems good, but it also just, yes, it looks good.
Says the bard. You're going to
Presentation.
you're going to favor the book, bow, and dragon again?
I was thinking about it. Given some of what we've been getting up to, I may have some inspiration.
Then again, the rest of you are going. Weren't we like not staying that long? Remy in particular is like, an entertainer can't just walk on the stage at the book, bow, and dragon. What are you talking about? Not that
Remy
she's
will
gonna say anything
worry
about
about
it.
that later.
Yeah.
It was just an idle thought anyway. Like, I'm aware we have time. We don't really have time, but you don't just tell someone, no, I can't. No.
You're learning.
Well, how much is the shield?
6 gold.
I'm going to be handing that over.
Okay.
What?
And then around this point, rabbit.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, I just realised. What if you steal a rabbit when you go to Remy's parents?
We'll worry about that. if we
Thankfully,
have
it's
to worry
only an
about
hour this time.
We can have the
Let's hope
salad.
so.
that. Yeah, exactly.
Alice, is Alice here with us?
No,
she's
she-
still
She's
still out on her end.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably look for
Any
some
other
slightly
shopping
more.
anyone want to do?
Well, I could use a new outfit because this isn't exactly
I mean,
social gathering
it's
appropriate.
You don't need to go fancy.
No,
Ava.
I
Trust me.
know, but I mean, this is my
I mean, you
travel
keep
garb,
you
you know.
keep those clean and mended, but they still see wear.
I did pack it, but I can't seem to lay hands on it right now.
It's
so.
fine, Bill.
I,
But just
no.
the fact that was one of the few things I actually did pack to bring with me, and not get shipped.
I'm gonna head towards Steel Singer's, continue towards Steel Singer's return, just to have a sort of a walk by / look.
Like window shop.
Yeah, essentially just try and see if they've gone any crazier since my last walk in, which I shouldn't have done then. I'm gonna walk by this time and not actually go too close.
They're busy, but as long as you're not wandering in with a whole bunch of Steel Singer weapons, it's probably okay.
And yeah, so long as I'm not wandering in with Steel Singer weapon, Steel Singer plate.
Basically,
Yeah,
a
I'm
walking
just-
billboard.
I'm just gonna give him a once over and
What? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and to Ava's chagrin, you're heading away from the spots with all the clothes. Because Hazel is apparently leading further into weapons district.
Yep. if I've led them further in, has Ava ever seen Steel Singer's Return? Because I'm walking past. as I
And
glance over.
basically, it's a really high-end looking weapon shop.
Assuming, are we going? I think Ava mentioned something about wanting to get some clothes.
You're a bunny.
Oh, right, I forgot.
Yep, you can
Ava's
pick it up and
probably
hand it to Ava.
yeah. Ava is apparently the keeper of the bun. Nobody gives her a second look at bunny on shoulder.
Like, could be my pet.
For all
they
they know, he could be your familiar.
all that.
Okay, I think Doll's house is worth a check,
What?
and I'm leading the way towards the Doll's house.
Thankfully, that's way over on the other side of Market. So, as you're tromping in that general direction, you do
Hazel, I
pass.
swear to Paylor, if it's the same kind of place we just left, you are in trouble.
Hey, at least
God.
it's done to the angry out of you.
Some.
There's as you're walking though, you do pass a bunch of stalls with smart casual to low grade fancy kinds of shirts, dresses, that kind of thing.
Every time Ava grumbles, I'm like, nuzzle, 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 nuzzle. Nuzzle, nuzzle, nuzzle,
Aww.
nuzzle, 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 nuzzle.
Is anyone gonna stop, or are you just gonna let Hazel lead you through this city that she barely knows?
Hand on Hazel's
Remy's
shoulder.
gonna let her go for the moment.
Well, Nai's got a hand on Hazel's shoulder now. Clump.
Yeah, Nye.
Ava, clothes. Here.
We can stop. Head over and start browsing. If you need to stop me, just stop me.
I shouldn't be long. I'm not looking for anything complicated, just a little more fit for the occasion.
Yeah, there's also some warmer gear than you currently have, because it is starting to get
It's a bit
cold.
chilly.
Yeah.
Well, that could be an idea too.
Yeah, you
Poodle around.
Yeah, you can find some nice woolens are a little bit smarter than your
I should
your
probably
current
look
top.
for the same. I don't think I have anything but my armor.
Well, you've got a couple of bits of casual wear, but those are more for late summer, early autumn, and you're starting
Let's
to
get
get the
you
first
cold weather
taste of you're starting to get the first taste of winter in the air now.
It's gonna be colder when we get to Hearthhome, so let's actually, Ava's got the right idea. Come on, everybody.
I mean, to
Do you want anything, Darwin? While he's on my shoulder, she.
I mean, Fershith clearly doesn't care.
No, I don't
Yeah,
care about the
he's-
cold.
He's immune. Remy, what about you?
To be fair, you have no winter clothing.
You're gonna need
Yeah,
cold
I
weather
should
kit when you head up.
probably pick up something.
Yeah,
Thicker.
for the sake of argument, for 10 silvers between all of you, you can outfit yourselves properly with a couple of sets of warmer clothes. Some with a little bit more occasion than just the usual plain thing, and some cloaks.
That's from party funds, right? That's from. Are we taking this from party funds, everybody, or are we? each
Well, I
paying
can do mine
individual?
by my. I can pay for mine.
I think everybody can.
I think we're just gonna go with party funds. Froseth, you're carrying the bag with it all.
So-
Let's get the money.
How much total then?
10 silver. That's for everybody. That's
Oh, that's for everyone?
amongst everybody. So it's really not a big deal.
No. Okay. So that's 1 gold.
Effectively, yeah, we're down to 307 gold and 9 silver.
Anyway, anyone to go to the doll's house?
Yep.
Currently in the window are plush moving puppies.
Hey, Ava.
Oh, this is the place where the thing almost happened last time, didn't it?
What thing?
I was trying to be helpful, and I cast magic in a place already heavy with magic, and yeah.
Oh no.
I'm heading in. I'm looking around.
And it's
the
a
plush puppies. Sorry. go
No.
on.
well the plush puppies are contained in sort of the kind of glass corral that you'd find in an animal shelter.
Do they look plushy or do they look real? Or...
They obviously look plushy because there's only so far into realism you can
Mm.
go,
Makes sense.
but
Makes sense.
they're closer to real looking than you would expect most plush things to look. And you know
I'm
the
assuming,
ears, with the tails, and a
So
couple
do-
a couple of them
yeah, so that
actually put
the
paws on.
ridiculous-
A couple of them put paws on the on the glass when Ava turns up and bounce.
They're
Bounce,
they're
scrabble,
ridiculously adorable, basically.
Yeah. But
I hate you, Hazel.
there's also plush kittens further in.
Aw.
Same thing, but you're batting around balls of yarn and that kind of thing. Yeah, and it's
Do they just have the window and you can reach in? Or...
yeah, you can reach in and pet and play with them. And yeah, they'll do the cat thing of wrap around your
Scooch the
wrists.
puppies. Scooch the puppies and a kitten.
It's not
I'm just standing back.
not
and
so
letting
much
her do
not
this.
so much licking, but nuzzling.
Aw.
It's very much a take me home, take me home, take me home. Take me home.
I'm just standing back and making sure I don't trip over anything again, and just letting Ava have fun.
The rest of the shop is actually, and it's a not too. I mean, you wouldn't have seen really large toy shops. You would usually your toys when you were young were bespoke. They were custom made or heirloom pieces. But along the entire walls, they've been separated out into like little dollhouse rooms, each with bits of each decorated like a dollhouse room would be, and you can see once you're done with the kittens and the puppies, or when you're trying to pull away from the kittens and the puppies, you've got things with little drawers that open, a loom and a spinning wheel that actually works, that kind of thing.
As Ava, if Ava turns at all and happens to wind up toward the proprietor, me as Bunny just raises up a paw and like some sort of bunny equivalent of a wave.
The proprietor is just. And given this has taken a while, Ava, make me a dex save.
Oh no. Oh right. God.
Oh, without Alice around to keep our time for us.
Oh shit. Thankfully I'm rather dexterous. Save, you said.
Yes.
Oof.
Are you fucking serious?
You missed the acid gel Furby something, but you basically wind up in this heap with Darvin directly on top of you. Poof.
Whoa!
What the fuck?
Ow.
Ethan, you turn.
Sorry.
It's okay. You alright?
Proprietor is just sort of going. I'm sure I told you people about too much magic in here.
That was inherent.
Long
and I'll
story.
go outside. And I'll go outside.
Walking over, extending a hand to Ava.
Thanks.
So yeah, after saying that, I just get up and we'll go right out.
I'm still giving. I'm like looking to see, is there anything that I think would be worth bringing home, since we're going to be headed in that direction relatively soon.
I mean, there's toys. What sort of thing were you thinking of? And
at least one more thing for Jaloy in her little house.
Well, she's got her a nice little bed, and she's now got her loom and her spinning wheel. Maybe a comfy chair? Except you'd need to be a stool kind of thing, because the wings, or, um... There is a tiny little easel with really, really tiny brushes.
Ooh. I'm gonna go over to the proprietor. Do you have any chairs that would work for, say, a pixie?
Well, we've got plenty of stools. Yes.
Okay.
Just have a look.
Okay. I'm gonna pick one and then also the easel and ask for them to be packaged up.
Okay, that's 3 silver total because it's very tiny work.
Yep. I'm going to hand that over.
It gets wrapped up.
And into the bag of holding.
Anything else?
No, that's all. Thank you very much. And I'm gonna bow and leave after everyone else.
Okay. Sorry, Hazel comes out. Oh, sorry, Ava's still
I'm still in there.
still distracted by,
She's
and
torn. Because she's torn whether it would be ridiculous for someone her age to have a plush dog. But at the same time, she feels like they're freaking puppies, and how can you resist puppies?
Yeah, so Hazel's out like with Darwin after the whole magic thing.
yeah. There's a butterscotch one with a sort of floppy ears. One of them is white, little white muzzle, who's particularly against the glass.
Scooch, scooch, scooch.
And tail is just
Yeah. Hypersonic.
yeah, pretty much. So the whole back end is kind of doing a little booty dance of joy.
It's a Hazel and puppy form.
It's like a corgi. Oh God.
It's actually closer to Total Retriever because the ears are a bit more floppy and there's a bit more tail and butterscotchy fluff. But
how do they work exactly?
they're magic.
And do they need
The
feeding?
the dwarf no.
And does the magic run out, or
No, and if you need them not to run around, you can but never put them in a bag of holding. But you can put
Good
them in
to
a
know.
regular you can put them in a regular bag and tell them to sleep, and they will
okay?
until you wake them up.
Okay, I've got a bag that would fit one, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
they're not the size of regular dogs. They're
Right,
smaller.
Well, they're puppies too, so.
Yeah.
I don't assume they don't grow or change or anything.
No. They're actually we get a lot of customers with these who have smaller apartments that wouldn't be fit for a regular pet.
Right. Yeah, so these are a good compromise.
No mess, no feeding, and they're small enough that a small flat is enough for them to have space to run around.
Mm. How much are they?
They're a gold piece.
I pick up the butterscotch one.
Happy. Nuzzle.
I think I'll take this one.
Okay.
Animal gold.
One service that we do with these is we do a collar and tag and a little charm for you that's a locator. So in case he ever wanders too far, but we need a name. What will you call your new friend?
You like butterscotch? Butterscotch it is then.
It takes a minute and engraves that, and little little silver disc with butterscotch written on it
Aw.
goes to Ava and gets a collar with the same disc. Those are charmed so that you'll know the approximate direction, and if you clutch the charm and say his name, it will come back to you if he
Does it
can.
have a range?
We haven't really found it, but that's because they don't generally go far.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't really tell you, I'm afraid. It's a good long ways if
Okay.
squirmy happy puppy.
Okay. Thank you so much. And then go out and join the others.
So, feeling better?
Patty, 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 patty,
Yes.
patty, patty, patty.
Thank you, Hazel.
Now, next on the list,
Is
Sugar and
Darwin?
Spice.
No, Darwin's back to
Human.
grown up.
Sugar
Yeah,
and Spice, anyone?
okay. I kind of wanted to look around at the doll's house, but after boofing back from Bunny, I didn't want to upset him.
I hold out Butterscotch. Do you want to hold him for a bit?
Puppy tail. Looks over
No.
at Ava as if to go, I'm to be nice to this one, yes?
Yes.
Boomf.
That is the smallest, cutest wolf I have ever seen.
That's than a wolf. A dog. Same sort of species, but
You're muted.
Just a really big grin. I'm just grinning like an idiot.
so where to next?
Onwards to Sugar and Spice, and then after that, I need to get the jewelry stuff checked out.
Sugar and spice. What's that?
You'll like it.
All right.
It's actually not very far, and it's kind of a dry goods and grocery store.
What did they got for sweets this time?
And it's an interesting assortment, but it doesn't really have anything on Edwina's. It's not their real stock in trade.
Well,
And there's a lot more chocolate than Edwina's, but
I'm gonna go to anyone who looks like they're familiar with the stuff in stock.
yeah, there's a human early teens stocking shelves. Can I help you?
How long does the chocolate last? Like, say, if it was in a bag of holding?
I don't really know anything about bags of holding, but chocolate lasts a good while. And I assume that in a bag of holding it wouldn't melt, so that's a thing. I don't know, a few months.
Okay, good. And I'm going to essentially go looking around for enough, essentially anything that's like enough to fill something like this with chocolate, little chocolate sweeties.
Yeah, there's a variety of there's basically you've got one of those pick and mixy kind of racks, but a little more upmarket, and you've got sort of chocolate truffles of various types. There's one set that appears to be chocolate covered cherries. There's one that's just labeled mocha. There's
Do I remember? Do you have any
there-
specific recollection of what Mom and Mama like?
Mom is always into the fruit things, so the various fruit truffles, that kind of thing. Mama was always more into dark chocolates. There's actually dark chocolate with chili, dark chocolate with orange.
I'm going to get about one of those like container-esque things of enough for the kids, half in Mom's and then another half in Mama's as well.
Okay, so we'll total that up to, I guess, about a silver for that.
All right. And that's all into the bag.
Yeah, and you were offered a taste of the dark chocolate with chili, which is Hazel's, so much Hazel's jam, as it were.
I'm going to obtain one. I'm going to get like at least one extra and just offer it to the rest. Offer the chocolate with chili to a piece to everybody.
Nope.
not for such thing. Yeah,
Remy eats it.
Remy, when Remy tastes that, it really is, oh yeah, my dad does cookies with those, with the chunks of that in.
Nine, not paying attention, really, just eats it unknowingly.
It's not that hot, but you do get a bit of a surprise because it's the bitter of chocolate and the kick of the chili, and it's.
Anyone else trying what I'm offering? Ava,
Oh,
Darwin?
what the hell?
Strange but lovable, non-forced people. By now, I think even the people in the party who don't speak Elvish would recognize that phrase.
what that means, yes.
Yeah.
Of course, while you guys have been blundering around, you've
Gotten
entirely skipped lunch. So there's a couple of you who's the main reason you're taking the chocolate is because your stomach has just gone. And
What time
you're,
is it roughly?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what
Yeah,
time is it? We don't wanna...
you've got about 45 minutes until your dinner, and you still have to meet Alice at the Bravo's Boast.
Let's go find Alice. She'll probably be
Yes.
waiting.
We need to get to the Bravo's Post. Wash up a bit. Get out of
Yep,
Oh,
yep.
Not
blood-stained
far,
armor.
Change.
Actually, the Sugar and Spice is closer to Crestwinds than it is to the Bravo's Boast.
Well,
Yeah, I well, for,
stride very quickly to the
Oh, right,
Bravo's
wrong one.
Post.
yeah, Bravo's. I got two numbers confused on the map.
Because
Yeah, we were like right up near Crestwinds. That I could see. That I was very aware of.
so when you get back, you don't see Alice in the in the downstairs, but when Remy goes up to divest of her armor, she'll see Alice in. It's not finery, but it's it's an actual dress, and not the diaphanous thing that she was normally wearing. But main thing about it is that the front is quite a high neck, but it's largely backless down to about the waist, and part of the reason for that is to show off the goldish wing tattoos across her shoulder blades. Ta-da! She's actually had to pull her hair out of the way to show that off.
Remy does a very slow,
Well,
more than a once over.
I think we might be late for dinner.
you're not there.
Nope.
Okay.
I
Out
know.
of character.
I know we don't have time to do over much, particularly when you've got to peel out of that. But you can show your appreciation later.
Yes.
How did the shopping go? And am I glad I missed it?
Little bit glad, probably, but Ava has a weird little enchanted stuffed dog now.
Oh, you guys went to the doll's house. Fantastic.
Yes. The Remy steps up to Alice, the hands on their shoulders. You look great,
Thank you.
but are you sure you're up for this? It's been a day.
It's been a day, but a girl's gotta eat, and
That is very true.
She look. They know I'm coming, or they know a certain number of people are coming.
Yes.
What kind of questions are they gonna ask you if you turn up a person short?
Okay. Okay.
Don't worry, I'll be okay. I had some chill time. Never underestimate the endorphins of having stuff done without any kind of anesthetic. I'm good. I'm fine. I'll deal. I'll cope.
Okay. Remy divests of her armor and cleans up, and then putting on a tunic with her sword.
Yes.
She's ready to go.
Yep. It's yeah, but eventually it probably takes about 15-20 minutes for everybody to get into like actual clothes, and yeah, for you guys it's sort of a wine red wool thing, neck square across there, very much bare back kind of a dealy. Very little bit of gold embroidery on the sleeves and neckline, but largely simple dress. And no, for once it's not see-through. Is her comment to Hazel when she comes down.
I would say you look amazing.
Thank you.
Yay.
I figure this will be my dinner with family people dress. Besides, it shows off this, pulls her hair back. And
Wow.
They do such amazing work.
that's 10 minutes of flight, and I paid a little extra for a little bit of visual effect as well.
Oh.
So it matches up with my regular wings a little bit. They can't get the effect quite right.
Hmm.
I didn't even pay as much as I had to. All those teeth actually came in handy.
Yes.
Nice. I should have asked.
I mean, yeah, because we did have that discount, right?
Well, you add a character, you had a coupon that let you have one free one, but you guys got too busy at Sweetwater and Sisters and the Bravos Boast and ran
Yep.
out of time.
Yep.
But you'll have
And
to
I-
be back through this way anyway, because you've got
Because
the
we gotta
Heaven's
also make
Ward
sure
and-
of all the jewels, shit.
Yeah, but do we have one more day to stay?
We gotta go.
Yeah, if we gotta go, we gotta go. I can deal with other things as we go.
I mean, we can either have the stuff checked on in Agraf or ask one of your
Yeah.
parents to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Agraf thing sounds like it'll work.
Yep.
But for the time being, I guess we're making our way back across town and doing dinner with Remy's parents. Okay.
Yep.
Also, congratulations on your new little friend, Neva.
I'd poke him out of my bag.
She's been having a day. I figured that was needed.
Everybody seems to be having a day today.
Mm-hmm.
And it was much more appreciated than the first place, which was
Where did they take you?
Sweetwater and Sisters.
Oh, and she actually pats Ava on the back. I am so sorry.
Hey, remember
Yeah.
the tea trays?
They
Remember the tea
fly
trays?
now.
Yeah,
Oh,
they fly.
Fucking hell.
Not only
And they
that,
have
but she's
a
made
kind
these
of-
little gremlin-looking things.
Like they're like little fur balls with like
they
eyes and
speak in unison. It was
They all
creepy.
mimic you and talk in unison, and if they get hit, they explode.
And spill
Silent
acid.
Acid.
Silent image. All 7 of them.
6.
around me.
It was all 6.
No,
And then-
it was 6
I broke
and
one.
the one that
And-
came down first.
And then silent image Ava in mid punt. And then silent image pow.
With the word.
Yeah. I tried to get her to come down. She just kept making stuff.
That's
She
probably
does
Edvar's
that.
life at this moment.
Yeah, I like Doll's House a lot better.
Ugh.
It didn't try to kill me.
I don't think anything that tried to
Just
kill
with
you.
cuteness.
Yeah, I don't think anything in Seawater Sisters is actually trying to kill you. It just might anyway, by
Well,
accident.
those furry things certainly looked like they were.
I think those.
They were just saying hello. They didn't actually advance on you.
Yeah,
Here's
well, they didn't have to
here's
circle around me.
here's a really distressing thought. Those fuzzy things plus the black shit. And
Nope.
just keeps walking.
Nope.
I just go wide and I just start heading for the door.
Yeah.
Oh no, I figure they're walking. By
Oh, we're on the way. Okay,
so, yeah.
I'll speed up a little. I'm like, no. All you hear is just no.
Nope.
As-
I'm with you on that one, Garnet.
Nope.
I'm just like power walking, just going no, just an extended nope. Yeah. like you could see the O's trailing by.
Dork.
Sometimes
You're realizing this now.
sometimes you just need a mental image to show you how much worse it could conceivably get.
Mm-mm.
Of course, now I need to get that image out of my head, but
Hmm.
anyway. Sometimes you have to suffer for your art.
I turned back into a person in the doll's house.
On me, by the way.
Yeah, on top of Ava. There's an image for you.
Silent image.
Phrasing, Delvin.
Yeah. Yeah, you're doing the words thing again.
That was intentional.
I contemplate.
Why?
Image out of head. I figured.
Yeah, and put another.
I'm trying to help.
Another equally bad one. Anyway.
I'm glad I'm out of reach. For now.
So, Remy, what are your parents like anyway?
They're nice. Don't worry.
No, I'm sure they are, but I mean,
They're amazing.
Yes,
what
yes,
do they
they
do?
They're
Incidentally, Darvin, prestidigitation, the air in that 1 foot area around about your head, now actually smells of pepper, and you're not going to stop sneezing until it's done. So all you just see Darvin start sneezing.
Yeah, I just started. Yeah, now I can't talk. And
What's the matter with you?
And Alice is just
I can't. I'm too busy sneezing. So good luck getting an answer.
she dispels it.
Hey, Alice.
I earned that. That was my.
No,
my
it's
fault.
she's dispelled it now. So
Kind of true.
Oh, I know. This is just a little bit of the after.
I wanted it out of everyone's system before we got to Remy's parents' place. And please answer the question.
Mm,
Remy was
it
asked
was-
what her parents are like.
Oh, sorry.
They're nice. Just don't come off as how would I put it? Darvin, how should I put it? Sigvald.
What?
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, God, how would we put that?
To remind you out of character, if you'll recall.
Egotistical.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Full
gonna
of
be
oneself?
that mean.
Amel was the one who talked about him living up his own butt.
Yes, that's what. Yes, that's right. Yes.
You know, he's a wizard, a magic student. You know, he lives up here. The rest of
Yeah,
us
well,
are living down
up
here.
here- Yeah, except it's up here so much so that he came around and shoved himself up the other end.
But yeah,
Who is this guy?
How very
Oh, it was
flexible of him.
helping us for a little while.
Oh, it would have been
Yeah.
helpful if he'd been more flexible.
But anyways, you'll be fine, Ava. You're
Yeah.
very nice and more
Yeah.
down to earth.
Try to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just
Proving
try and
hard
you'll be
sometimes with
fine.
you guys.
And you'll get to meet their dog.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
Yes.
boy, Puppy
Yes, we
is
have a real dog.
adorable.
By
That-
by this point, you're approaching Crestwinds, and yep, there is the smell of roasted goose that most of you had about a month ago. Wow.
that
I
sounds
remember that
amazing.
smell.
That's familiar.
And you just hear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm sorry,
Sorry
Sorry
sorry.
about that.
Flitty has, by the way, spent most of this sitting on top of Froseth's head. He came back in the middle of the shopping, just quietly. I had a very long flight. It's gonna get taken care of. I'm gonna just lie here and hug your head. Poof.
Aw.
Hi, Flitty.
Yeah, then he basically just went the rest of the day and just perks up as you approach Crestwinds. Cookies.
Well, when Flitty came up, and said that, and just after, I just waited and welcome home, Flitty.
Thank you. You too.
Aw.
In any case, yes. But when you enter, Crestwinds is a bakery, by the way, so you come into a small but well-appointed little bakery, and the first thing that happens is tallish, about Ava's height, so taller than Remy by a ways, woman with darkish hair and sort of mom kind of build, just pads up and whoomp hugs Remy.
Hi, Mom.
Hello.
Aw.
And at the on the stairs leading apparently up to the living quarters is even taller gentleman, salt and pepper hair, carrying this little puffball of a dog. It's basically a Pomeranian, but age has whitened the fur quite a lot, and you just see this little puffball of a tail. Welcome home. I take it you're probably not spending very long, but in particular not if you're sending me messages by a berry dragon. Still adorable.
No,
Why is he green? He was blue.
It's a fairy dragon thing. Anyways,
I looked that up. They change color the other way down the spectrum.
it's complicated.
There was some magic we had to do, and
He's
of it-
fine. He's perfectly fine.
part of it is Flitty said I can lend my blue. I know.
Anyway, this is
Oh my god.
Ava,
Hi, it's a pleasure to meet you.
And this is
sorry,
Alice.
but Corey is currently staring at Ava with a at Hazel with a nat 20 on an insight check.
Oh God, that's why it was.
I was being vague. You didn't have to make it worse.
What happened?
Remy's. Oh my gosh, she's puts an arm on Alice. This is.
Remy, I will meet. Goodness, hello. I will meet people later. What happened? You're trying to avoid this. You have never shown me a romantic interest that eagerly in your life. What happened?
Well,
And she's just looking at Hazel at this point. What?
Ava gives Hazel like.
Nye
I'm
literally
fading
had
into the
to turn
woodwork.
away.
like, I was trying not to be alarming. We had to revive Alice, and part of it was part of it required Flitty saying Flitty giving their blue.
What aren't
But
you
she's very
telling
much
me?
alive. She's not undead or anything.
What aren't you telling me?
What's the roll to poker face?
That is a
Deception.
deception check.
14.
Yeah, you're still dealing with the net 20 on the insight, by the way.
Uh,
And they have the parent
That's
bonus.
for Remy.
Yeah,
to say
the
at this
parental
point,
bonus.
because that's some.
Look,
Remy.
Hazel invoked Paylor. There's nothing bad about that. It was just
Reaches to the front of Remy's tunic, pulls it to show the beginnings of that mark on her chest.
Remy's. Sets your jaw. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Which point Alice is just. She's actually just kind of embarrassed because I kind of talked her into that. Gotta admit though, it goes with this and points at the points at the wings on her back. Thing is that Corey knows Alice is shading things a bit, but she kind of gives this little, yeah, okay, you're standing up for my daughter kind of nod, and it's a pleasure to meet you, Alice, was it? Mm-hmm. Featherfall. That hair. Didn't, when you were about, yeah, I used to haunt the place. Well, welcome back. Amazing you missed my daughter for years and found her in Alzor High?
Yeah, bar and that's our high. Things happen.
At this point, Amel is just making this kind of noise. Well, because there's so many of you, we've had to set things up on the roof, so if you all would like to follow me. Amel actually stops Remy for a second, hands Puffy, the little Pomeranian, to Hazel as they all usher back up the stairs. They just sort of put a hand on Remy's shoulder in that very much a private word.
Can I insight check the from Amel, just to see if I can tell what that was about?
Okay.
I've heard that smirk before. I'm not gonna bother.
Hazel's bothering, but she can't tell.
No, she really can't. Apparently, all the poker face that Remy doesn't have went to her parents.
Shrug, and I'm just carrying Puffy along. And scritches as I go.
Once these guys get out of earshot, I'm not going to stop your mother from asking leading questions about the various things that you don't want to talk about, but I'm not going to join her either. I will, however, say this one thing, and then we're going to go back to us both pretending that I don't know that you have a sex life. You, my daughter, have exquisite taste. And walks up the stairs.
Thanks. Great.
Wow.
I'm just determined to mortify Emmy.
Thank you
Emmy
for
at
that.
this point.
That's what parents are for.
Commence mortification. Do the
That
max.
was brilliant.
Remember, he's apparently
rubs
gonna
at
need
her
a minute.
forehead.
Yeah.
So how many colors has Remy turned at this point?
Well, you guys are. He at least had the good sense to wait until she had a moment
Right.
alone to compose herself.
Gotcha.
Remy's. You have to just deep breath. Then she belatedly goes upstairs.
Yeah, the Remy follows you guys up a moment later, and basically there's sort of been a patio garden kind of thing set up on the on the roof. Remy knows that area well. She used to play up there on nice days when she was a kid, and Puffy, who's been let down by now, is just glump, 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 poof on Remy's feet and little tail.
Like a little turbine.
He's very old, but loves his Remy.
No.
Yeah, we'll gloss dinner for the moment. Does anyone have any specific thing they want to say, do, whatever? If anyone wants to talk to Furseth at any stage, I might want to do so now, because Antheus is not going to be with us next session.
I will also not be here next session.
Oh, crap. Oh, and that's 2 people missing.
In that
Yeah.
case,
Should we move it to the week after then?
We can't.
Or the week next week?
We can't, because there's every other week at least one of us is got other commitments.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And we can't move to Saturday because other people got commitments then.
yeah, my Saturdays are usually spoken for.
You're not the only one. And I remember the last time we did this, when we had to shift it to a Sunday that was opposite the one you got there, but it was halfway through the session. Is that a feasible thing?
Yeah, it's useful for me.
Okay, so which would work better, next weekend or 3 weeks from now?
3 weeks from now would work better for me. I've got plans for next Sunday.
Okay.
Next weekend would work better for me because my vacation.
Typical.
To be fair, though, it's easier to work around Furseth than it is to work around Darvin, because Furseth doesn't say all that much and Darvin doesn't shut up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's fine.
It's the nature of the character.
You're the bard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine, but it had to be said. So yeah,
It did.
in which case we'll pick up in 3 weeks' time. So let's do a quick overview of anything that might have happened during dinner, because Corey is going to prod for stories about what exactly happened in Alzor High, etc., etc., etc.
Remy will just say that Alcé was another adventurer looking for a group to go out into the desert for the brass arrow trial, and obviously we liked her very much, so we asked her to come along.
Yeah, I'm surprisingly enough, I'm cramming my mouth full of food enough to where I'm going to keep my mouth shut and let Remy field all the questions.
The
Yeah,
only
Nai
thing
is
I'm
going-
gonna supply is that she was an amazing guide and got us past some creatures like just basically just list them by name: spine blights, really big scorpions. That's something called a burrowing maw. It was essentially just teeth in the ground. She got us past all that.
Yeah.
Naya is going to nod, compliment the food, and say absolutely nothing.
Ava's gonna speak when spoken to.
Yeah, Corey does mention in a leading kind of way that we have been hearing stories about a young lady with wings who killed a red dragon, and Alicea is just, yeah, that was me.
Yeah, Remy, she told. Yeah, she was saying Alcé is very impressive.
The evening ends with dessert, coffee, liqueurs, and the rest of it, and Corey takes Remy kind of aside as Amel is packing up baked goods for everybody, and she's going, just asking you quietly, because I know you don't do demonstrative well. You're happy with her.
Yes, very much so.
I will bite my tongue about the lack of grandchildren then. You tell her to be good to you, or she's going to answer to me. I don't care if she
Yes.
killed a dragon.
Of course.
Kisses
She's
Remy on
never-
kisses Remy on the forehead. No, she's surfactive.
Hmm.
And as Amel is packing up the baked goods, can I ask if there's another package of cookies for Felicity,
That
please?
was already intended.
Oh, it was. Okay.
That's part of what I'm packing up for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Thank you.
I'm. I know that Remy is very much for the basics, but we do. She's fairly detail oriented. She got that from us. Actually,
Fair enough.
reaches and pat Darvin on the head.
No offense intended. I apologize.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm just flagging up. There are some things that you don't need to say, and the fact that your little butterfly winged friend is fond of cookies. Believe me, he perched on my head.
Yeah,
He does that.
he does that.
I hadn't met a fairy dragon until then, so it was a little bit of a surprise for me.
Yeah, it was for me too.
Yes, and there is very much the Cory fluttering and the you will be careful now, Remy. You do look after yourself. I know you want to look after them, and you can do that too, but you have to look after you.
I will.
And you all better take care of my Remy.
We'll look after each other, don't worry.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Trust me, we had that discussion. I'll say that I like you. I like the thought that there's a large axe between my Remy and any trouble. That's I can live with that. And as you guys make your way back to the Bravo's Boast for whatever you're planning to do with your last night in Belarys, for a while anyway, we will leave it there. We will pick up in 3 weeks' time. Remy
Mhm.
can join us midway through the session. Don't worry, most of it's going to be on passenger train anyway, so you're good. And we'll see you in 3 weeks.
I like trains.